Hey, what is up, guys? Got a new video here. It's been a while since my last upload, and this has been partially the reason. This whole system right here, taken a long time to make, and I'm pretty proud of it. It's pretty cool. You guys are probably gonna like it. Hopefully you do. It's taken me a while, pretty long to make. So, yeah, this is my supply crate system. I'll try to explain how it works throughout the video, but I'll give you a brief rundown as of right now. So, how this works is manipulates bat spawning. So when a bat spawns in the world, one of these commands will see the bat spawn, then it will trigger the system to either decide to give you a supply crate based on a random odd or not. And if you do get the supply crate, a supply crate will fall from the sky, which you can see if you look in the distance. You'll be able to see it falling down in the sky, falling to the ground. It will have something that looks similar to a parachute, and you can see it will look like a little gray box falling to the sky. Once it hits the ground, it will open up and this will pop out. Right here, this will pop out. So your little chest will be on the ground, and your little lighting that comes with the supply crate will be there so you can see it in the dark. Obviously, I'll show right now. Look, you'll be able to see that in the dark. See, if you're running along far away, you're like, oh, look at that. It must have been where the supply crate landed. So anyways, whoops. Okay, it's a little bit longer than that. So anyways, yeah, I'm gonna go through the whole process. So yeah, I paused it right now because it was running in the background. I'm gonna demonstrate, or I'm gonna go through every single command in this whole system. I'll explain exactly how everything works and every system behind it. So this is sort of, it's not an original idea, of course, but it's definitely an original design, especially the combo between the 3 or 4 different things I have set up. So, to begin, this one right here, this guy right here that I'm jumping on, he's the one that starts the whole damn thing. Okay, so this guy tests to see if there's a bat in the world, and if there is, this comparator will be powered. And if the comparator is powered, and if there's an iron block here, it will power this dropper. And the iron block is pretty important because it will pop in and out. You'll see later. So yeah, the comparator lights up, it powers the iron block, and then that iron block powers this guy right here, this dropper, and it will dispense a random item into the hopper, which will be read by this comparator, which will run through the signal. And as you see, I have stackable and non-stackable items, and if it is a non-stackable, it will power this line, and it will just set off this whole loop right here. Which, yeah, so if it is stackable, or I mean if it, no, if it is stackable, it will power this. If it's not stackable, like the sword in there, if it's the sword, it will power the whole 3, because swords obviously aren't stackable. And if you do get a sword, which is a 1 in 9 chance, then you'll get a supply crate. But this system over here, say you get a dirt block or whatever, it will power this whole system right here. And depending on how many items you have in this hopper right here, is depending how often this will run, or like it will determine how much time is in between each run through the system. So if you have 32 blocks in there like I did, it's like, I don't know, 30 seconds or whatever. I don't know how long it is. Probably something like that. I don't know. So every time that this is just a pulse extender. If you could make your own type, that would be fine. You don't really have to follow this. But I mean, I'll sit right here in case you do need that. These are running, what is that, counterclockwise? Oh no, that is clockwise. These are running clockwise into each other. So that's kind of important, I guess. Hoppers are running clockwise, and then that's the rest of it if you want my version of the pulse extender. So once the pulse extender is going, it powers this guy right here, which deletes this iron block, makes it an air block. And as the pulse extender is on, it unpowers that redstone torch, which once the pulse extender ends, it allows that torch to turn back on, and it powers this block, which puts the iron block back in that space, which allows the system to run again. That's why it said it loops every time. Yeah, loops every time it goes, as long as it lands on a stackable item. So say if you get the sword, then it runs through this line of redstone. It powers all three instead of just the one, because a non-stackable item is a much more powerful redstone signal. It will power this guy right here, or this line, which this repeater will power this block, which will power this repeater, which will lock that repeater before it gets powered by this one. So this system over here doesn't actually get powered if you get the sword or the non-stackable item. So now I'm going to go over how this works. Okay, so yeah, let's get started. This is on a little bit of a delay, so I'm going to go over this area or this section after I go over these ones. Okay, so it starts off, to get it all started, I'm going to mention right here that you can't have any minecarts in the world with this system in the current form it's in. You can change it to where you can have minecarts, but it's that would be a little bit more difficult, and you know, this was a big enough project as it was. It is possible though. But anyways, you have that, so it kills all the minecarts in the world. And this chain command, that is on unconditional, which is very important. This one goes, and this is what gets things going. This gets the whole damn thing rolling. Okay, so it teleports. It teleports at E, type equals armor stand, name equals 1. So teleports this armor stand right here, which his name's obviously is 1. His name is 1, so it gets teleported to the bat that was detected by this right here. So it gets teleported to the bat. Then this command goes off, which summons a minecart, as you see in the end. Summons the minecart where the armor stand is after it gets teleported. So execute at E, type equals armor stand, name equals 1. So it's executing the following command at the armor stand, its name equals to 1. So it spawns a minecart where the armor stand is, and then after that the minecart gets teleported way into the sky. So even if it's at Bedrock, which obviously it wouldn't be because bats don't spawn at Bedrock, but even if the bat is really low, like it spawns really low in the world, like really low to the ground, to Bedrock, the minecart still gets spawned way up past build height, even to at least 5 or 6 blocks above build height. So it's gonna be falling from very high. And then this last command, all it does is teleports the armor stand back to this spot right here. So after all that goes off, and after the minecart is summoned and teleported way into the sky, this command begins its course. Which all this does is it tests to see if there's a block of air underneath the minecart. And as long as it does, this little clock will keep running. And that clock, it's really cool right here. All it does is it slows down the descent of the minecart. So it teleports it upwards every like second or so. But it only teleports it a little bit, as you see, 0.3 of a block. So not even half a block. It teleports it up a little bit every couple seconds. Or I mean every second or half a second or so. So it ends up falling very slowly, but it does look kind of weird because it like bounces its way down. But I mean, you're not going to really be right up next to it to care about that. So anyways, it's going to be teleported upwards a little bit every half a second or so. And at the same time, it's also going to be given this little additive right here. So all this does is it teleports, or it summons a firework rocket right above the minecart. So 3 blocks above it. So it's sort of, I'll show you in a sec. It sort of looks like a parachute coming off the minecart. Minecart is supposed to look like this supply crate falling through the sky, and the fireworks is supposed to look like the parachute for the supply crate as it's falling. So to make it, just make it visible while it's falling through the air. So you'll see like, oh, what is that? Oh, that's the supply crate, and you start running over there. So anyways, this is where stuff gets cool, at least. This is where I think it's the coolest part. So since it's testing, that's the whole point of this right here. Since this is testing for air underneath the minecart, once there is no air, this well, while it is testing for air, this whole thing is powered, and it unpowers that redstone torch once it stops detecting air, meaning once it hits the ground, it unpowers this section right here, which lets that torch repower, which will power this dropper and this command block right here. This is unnecessary, but sometimes you have an issue where it's a bug, where firework rockets stay in the world, even though they're summoned and they get supposed to get shot into the sky. I don't know, sometimes if you spawn too many, it like bugs out. But this one right here just kills the bat so that the system doesn't immediately repeat if somehow you happen to get a sword 2 times in a row. So yeah, then this, if you've seen my other videos about crate key systems, this right here was the first video. The really simple design. All this does is it shoots out an item, and these command blocks test for the item, and then they respond with I'll show you. But depending on how rare you want the supply crate to be, like say, I mean, I made it to where dirt was really common, the 1/3 chance. So maybe if you were to make the type of loot you'd put in there, maybe like some resources, you know, nothing too special. And in this one, maybe you put something really rare, like diamonds, or I don't know what the hell you'd put. But anyways, this just makes it to where you can customize the crates and change its rarity and randomization, probability and stuff. So say the dirt block gets dispensed, this command right here, this tests for the dirt block within a 5 block radius. So all it does, test for at E, type equals item. So test for an entity that is an item, and which name is dirt, and radius is 5. So any item that's on the ground that is a dirt block within a 5 block radius. Once it tests that, it then powers this command block. Very important. It executes this command to the minecart. So it clones the blocks that are above the command block to where the minecart lands. So it clones the chest and the glowstone block, because the chest obviously is going to be the crate where you have your items in, and then the glowstone block is just there to make it more visible during the nighttime. And also what's really cool about this is that you can open the chest with the glowstone block on top, which, I mean, it's a win-win. You get the lighting and you get the crate. So these comparators see when one of these things go off, one of these chain commands, and then it powers these last 2 parts. Which this is pretty cool. This one right here, this repeating command will test for an item, which within a 15 block radius. It will test to see if, well, I mean, it tests to see if there's an item, but it will detect the item that gets shot out of this dropper. It will execute any type equals item, arc is 15. So it tests to see the item, any item within 15 block radius, and it teleports it right above this hopper, so it goes right back into the dropper. And it's I didn't want to put just one of each item, because if something happens to fall in this area, it will take up a slot, and then it will break the system, or pretty much break it. Anyway, so yeah, that fixes that problem. So you'll have a pretty reliable system, plus it will refill itself. And this right here, this just kills the minecart. I know, yeah, there's that one and this one that kill the minecart, but it's just to make sure. In case you accidentally place one or accidentally load a abandoned mineshaft, anything like that. So, that's pretty much it. Now, I can manually start the system and show you how it works. Sometimes there's a couple bugs in it, but not really bugs, just issues and the way I made it. But it will work. And the cool thing about this is that you want it to be rare, so sometimes if there's issues, that's not necessarily the worst thing in the world. As long as it still works, which it does. So I'm gonna spawn a... Hey, I just noticed something here. This actually... Okay. Oh! Wait, no, I already changed it. Right, okay. So is this going? Yeah, see, sometimes this doesn't go. Don't know why. I think it has to do with the game sometimes messes up when it comes to a bunch of chain commands. So I'll just do it again. There we go. Now it went. See, and then you saw the bat died. So now the... Uh-oh, that's probably a bad idea. So now, because there's going to be an issue, because it tests to see if there's an air block underneath it, but it's actually going to test for the air block even though the minecart's going to be sitting right here. So as you saw, I spawned a bat, which in the normal world would have spawned in a random place. I'm just going to break this over here. So the way the game works is that it spawns a bat obviously in a random place, and then the way I made this is that it spawns a minecart where the bat spawned. As you see something way up there in the sky. I know it's probably not going to show up very well in the video, but it'll come into view. You're going to see this. You're going to be walking along the world like this, and you're going to be like, I wonder where that supply crate was. Oh, look at that. The box flying down from the sky. The parachute looking thing on it. At least I try to make it look like a parachute. So that's how it's supposed to work. This is going to be kind of good thing that it's going to be constantly running. I can fix it right now, but you can kind of see how it works. It's the minecart that slowly descends with the fireworks that's supposed to look like a parachute, but I can just nudge this off the edge and then it will do the rest of the system. So you get to see right here if it works right. And bang, there you go. Look at that. So we got a decently rare one, medium rare, or medium rarity. So that's pretty much how it works. It sees a bat, it spawns a minecart way into the sky above the bat. Minecart falls, it randomly chooses a crate, and it spawns the crate at the minecart. That's pretty much it. That's how it works, and it is my original design, not my original idea. People have done things similar to this, but I don't want to sound like a what do you call that? Person tooting their own horn or whatever, but I don't know. I really wanted to make this work very well, and I think it does. I think it does work quite well. If there's an issue, I will... Oh, there we go. Another one incoming. So if there is an issue, I will 100% respond. Most likely. 99%. I'll most likely respond. If there's an issue or you need help, or if you want me to make a new type of system that I haven't made a video about. I've made crate keys. I've made a Call of Duty Zombies mystery box. What else have I made? I've made a pack-a-punch machine similar to Call of Duty Zombies. I've made a command block shop system, which is pretty cool. I'll put a link into the description for the crate key system, like this one, and I'll put a link to the second design that I came up with. Where oh, look at that! It's great to see it working. We're gonna see here. What do we got? What do we got? Sometimes it doesn't work, but 99% of the time. Well, I mean, 99% is pretty damn high. But most of the time it works, as you see. And what's cool is you can have multiple supply crates. just like that, because once it spawns, it's gonna stay there forever. So yeah, you can manipulate the dropper to make it less common, which is a multiply the time it takes for this to drain by the amount of items that are in here, or the probability for the sword to spawn. So you have 9 items in here. It's 1 out of 9 times, say it takes 30 seconds. So it's 9 times 30 seconds. That's how often on average you'd get one. And then your rarity comes to these blocks, and you can customize what the items are for rarity. So less rare, which will be more common items, and more rare will be much less common items. You can absolutely customize this however you like. Absolutely. You can even make these like shulker boxes instead, if that's your thing. Then it looks more like a supply crate, in your opinion, or something like that. But yeah, if there's an issue, just ask me for help, and I will see if I can help. Oh, one thing you will have to keep in mind is make sure you use the /ticking area command. Ticking area. This is pretty important. Area 0, whatever. So yeah, this is pretty important because it lets this run no matter where you are in the world. Say you're thousands of blocks away. Thousands of blocks away, this will still run as if you're right next to it, which is really important. This can actually even be used on a server like a realm, like any type of realm server, whatever you want to use it on. I hope my other designs are used for servers or realms, stuff like that. I mean, it's pretty cool seeing designs that you've spent time to work on being used by other people. I think that's really cool. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Let me know how you liked it, and let me know if you need help or if you have a new design for a video. A lot of my videos were actually well, not a lot, but some of them were requested designs, and the whole crate key system, which turned out to be pretty positive for my channel. Pretty good. They got quite a bit of views, at least in my opinion. Yeah, and also concerning the rest of my videos and my average views, stuff like that. So yeah, if you like this, let me know, and if you want me to, whoops, jeez, what's the stuff going on? And if you want me to work on something else that you might like, that you think it's possible for me to do, let me know, and I'll see if I can end up doing it. I'll probably be able to tell if I can do it or not. Within like 5 minutes, I'll be able to tell you, yeah, I'll probably be able to do that or not. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and that is pretty much it for today. I have another video coming out either tomorrow or the next day, but it's not related to Minecraft. So if you only like Minecraft, then don't worry about it. So yeah. Anyways, yeah, see you guys later. That is it for today. Hopefully you liked it, and peace out.